What's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate you guys taking some time to watch the video. And man, I just want you guys to know I really do appreciate you guys watching these videos. There's so many dang YouTube channels out there. I know that you guys can be watching, so I definitely appreciate the viewership. Welcome everybody out there, the guys that like what I'm doing, the guys that I irritate sometime. Everybody's welcome on this, and just doing the best I can to share some hardcore hogging tips with you guys, and got some good ones today. We're going to talk about poppers in the fall time of the year. I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on them. It's one of my favorite top waters to use in the fall time of the year. Got some good juice on that. So real quick, just want to invite everybody, give you guys this daily reminder. One of the best ways, if you like what's going on here and you want to help support the channel, probably the best way you can do it is to click on those view products that you see at the screen when the video comes on. I just put like 30 products on there I think you guys might be interested on, and just clicking on and checking them out, the good way to benefit the channel here. Okay guys, let's talk about poppers here. Just the old school popper, man, like the pop R's been around forever. I'm not sure this, I think this is one of those Yellow Magics here, fairly small size popper. And then you've got the larger ones like this Megabass Pop Max here, or the Magnum Pop R, or the big Pop R, whatever you call it. But basically you've got two different sizes of poppers. You got the standard size popper and the big popper. So we're going to talk a little bit about both of those. First of all, before we get into that, I want to talk about conditions and what you need to look for the poppers. Guys, by far, without any doubt whatsoever, if you have a lake that has riprap on it in the fall time of the year, it can be bridge riprap, it can be the type of riprap, you know, like they put between docks, or riprap on points or whatever. Riprap is the #1 fall time popper structure you can fish. It's unbelievable how good it is under the right conditions. And with the popper, unlike any other topwater, it's all about low light and shade. A lot of other topwaters like buzzers and you know, spooks and stuff like that, you can get a reaction strike on even a sunny bright day. But a popper, you really need shade. You need shade or cloud cover for it to work good, because most of the time you're not working it real fast. You can skitter them across the surface and work them fast, but I do a lot better with them fishing slow. But try them on riprap right off the bat. Low light conditions, just throw it to the bank, work it out a couple feet. Most of the time I like to chug it 2 or 3 times and let it sit till the ripples dissipate. The old art of letting a topwater set until the ripples dissipate is sort of a nobody does it much anymore. But guys, some of the old school old timers I fish with, they swear by that, and I've seen it produce. So with the popper, you definitely need to let the ripples set on there. So riprap's #1. The second area that you want to try with poppers is just covering water in coves, on flatter coves especially. If you got some coves that have like gravelly banks or mud banks or sand banks, something like that, which almost every lake does, one of my favorite techniques is just to cover water with the popper this time of year. Just start about halfway back in the cove, work your way all the way to the back end, then run over and hit another cove, just covering water with it. One of the things you'll find out about poppers is the equipment's really critical on it. If you can get away with it, I like to throw a popper on a spinning rod, unless I'm throwing one of the big ones like that Pop Max. Then they're heavier and you can throw them on a bait caster. But a popper is pretty light, and a lot of them have feathers on the tail, would catch a lot of wind. They don't cast very good with the bait caster for distance. So one of the things I like to do with them is, you know, usually, you know, put it on like 20-pound tests. I use the straight braid, Seagar Smackdown braid. It's a real fine diameter, clear braid, and I can cast it a mile without, don't put any leader on it, just straight to the braid. Or at times I'll use like an 8-pound test monofilament, something like that. And especially if I need some distance. Now if I'm casting the bait short distances, say for example the water's a little bit more stained, and I'm making like casts that are less than 30 or 40 feet, then sometimes I'll use a bait caster, especially if the wind's not blowing much. But I really prefer a spinning rod with it. You can do a lot more with a spinning rod. Like I said, the bigger poppers you can use up to 17, 20-pound tests monofilament on a bait cast rod with it. But anyway, guys, give them a try. One of the things I've noticed about poppers, color's not that big of a deal. I've caught just as many on like a chrome popper that had the paint. I catch them when it's chrome, and then I'll use them so long the chrome gets worn off and it's bone, and you can continue to catch them. In my opinion, a popper is probably the only lure that I've seen that color does not make that much of a difference on them. So don't get real hung up on that. Also, little tip on hooks here. You need to use smaller hooks on them. Bigger hooks will not only weight the bait down, it'll kill the action. So most of the time I use like a number 6 on the front and then maybe a number 5 on the back. Gamakatsu G Finesse trebles on there are the one I prefer because they're really light. So give them a try, guys. Fall time of the year is one of the greatest times to fish a popper. They just, with the advent of all the new high-tech top waters you see out there, you just don't see, people don't fish poppers like they used to, but it's just a great way to catch them. So hope that helps you guys out, catch a few, and we'll talk to you guys later. See you.